Welcome back to my channel. As you come in, like the video, subscribe, share, hit your notification bells. This is a series of videos that I'm putting together to let people understand the psychological part of how somebody is the way they are, because everything is a learned behavior. Nothing that we come in this world is we coming with it. See, the Bible, the church doesn't believe in reincarnation. Why do you think there's so much cover up in the churches about molestation? It started way back then. Again, they don't speak on it. See, when you're doing the Lord's work, we're talking about it's bigger than all of us. But to go back to Diddy, Scorpios, death and rebirth, a man that thinks that he's gonna get on the stand and wants a quick trial because you want to get out. You're not getting out, man. You're gonna be there for the rest of your life. You may even end up getting the death penalty, because no telling what is on those tapes. But see, they're looking at the free call parties. That's no sex trafficking. When a man is recording everybody in his home, well, again, FBI, look at the small things. Each count of recording somebody without their knowledge, and they're changing, especially if they're children. And if Diddy has been recording his children, friends, that's pornography. That is a form of pornography that comes with so many years. You're talking about you have so many accounts, just like he wants that video to not be able to put in evidence. Watch this one. See, he said the government leaked it. No, the government didn't leak it. It was put out for a reason. Diddy didn't have the video. Remember, in one of the videos, they said that he talked to somebody, and then the video just disappeared. The security guards or whatever the case is. The video resurfaced because of what happened, and that it needed to come out. They didn't leak it, and if they did, oh, so well be it. Because I'm going to tell you what, as seeing my mother beat and my father beating my stepmother, see, a man that beats another woman is a coward. See, they can't stand up to a real man. The day I stood up to my father, hey, I had to. My stepbrother asked me, my brother, his stepbrother, but I've known him my whole life. The whole thing is that what we learn from our parents, and it's not who we are. We have to understand this. That's why they wanted me to talk about love in the first video. And we got to love ourselves. But do you think it's cool when your father takes you to the drug dealers? And my dad was a runner, but he takes you to the drug dealer's house. Give my son anything he wants. See, I'm going to explain something to you. When he was taught about putting things in somebody's drink, giving somebody a Mickey, I mean, come on. Spanish Fly. I mean, the Beastie Boys talked about it. But we're talking about something that was taught to the extreme. He didn't think it was that it was doing it a small, and it's something small. It wasn't illegal. See, we're not talking about freakouts. We're not talking about if he's sleeping with men or women, or he's having his girls. Hey, that just means you don't love your girl. I mean, and you're... How can you, the beautiful women, and then you let people sleep with them? It turns you on by sleeping because you like something else. We're not talking about that. We're not here to judge no one, okay? But when something is learned, when he's raised by a mother, a single mother, a mother is not a man, so a mother cannot give that young boy, especially when she's doing something and then she has pretty much in love with her own son. Because it pretty much, when you're sleeping with your own child, let's just get the facts straight, and it will all come out. Maybe not in the beginning, but when you have a woman was beaten by her husband, look, at women know as much as about the game as the men, because who do you think the men talk to? They're women. She probably took over the game. That's how she knew so much, and that's how Diddy, I mean, come on. She knows powerful people. Not now. because she's out of the game. But you don't just unknow somebody. Back in the day, you got killers, you got people that are beast, and she was in that industry, especially running a let's just say a brothel. So when Diddy sees certain things, what do you think? Your dad's a pimp, but his dad wasn't around. His mom was a pimp. She was a head mistress, madam. She showed Diddy how to. She taught him everything he knew, because she knew how rough the streets were. The thing is, when you love yours, when you get the lines, you get the lines blurred. Just like my mother, the first time she had me walk in when she was taking a bath, I could have been more than 9 years old, maybe 10, I believe. I was so uncomfortable with my mother to come in here. She was taking a bath. Yes, I seen her pubics and I seen her testicles. It was so uncomfortable to me, but my mother didn't think anything of it. See, my mother was abused and beaten. Her relationships were of men that treated her wrong. So it took me a long time to understand, because it's not a woman's fault if they sleep around or whatever the case is. Women need love too, but when women don't love themselves and they're prone that they see something, it's not right for my mother to send me off with another man across country. Nothing ever happened. It's not right for my mother to sleep with another man in the same room with me. See, those are things we see and we think it's okay. Yeah, to treat a woman. What do you think we heard? Eddie Murphy, how they spoke about women. Richard Pryor. Come on now. Porky's, how they treated women. We thought it was okay because we didn't know about the feelings. We didn't think about the emotion. So as a man, plus if you're gangster, you have to survive, and you're a survivor, and you're able to manipulate certain things. Yeah, I was able to, and before the spiritual part, and when I say spiritual, this is totally different from the church, because the church hides things. They don't want us to know this part. Then they don't believe in reincarnation. We've been here lifetimes. They don't believe in these gifts. They say it's demonic, but we're not going to go into that part. But it's okay for them to have a priest. See, they make them be celibate. They make them go through all this schooling, which, okay, but they can't have a spouse, whatever the case is. They have to be there. What do you think? They don't know that these men are pedophiles. So when they hear the confessions and they hear the confession, tell me more, it turns them on. But I'm not going to talk about that because I'm not here to speak on that part yet. We're here to speak on Diddy, because he's a Scorpion. Scorpions need the most help because death and rebirth. Scorpio! But anyways, just like they said, hormones. So when somebody learns how to put something in somebody's drink because he's shy, he doesn't know how to talk to women because he's embarrassed of his own self, so he thinks it's okay because that's what he saw. So in the beginning, he didn't think it was wrong. So for him to show his sons that, he thought it was okay. The thing is, why do you think he had his boys around him and the girls, so that he could have their friends around him? Pity. He wanted people to pity him. See, Sean Combs is not stupid. He is a go-getter, balls to the wall, entrepreneur. The thing is, he thought it was okay to hurt people, to step over people. No, you pick people up around you and you bring them with you. You don't kick them while they're down, you uplift them. But when you portray something that you're not, well, let's talk about it. Not saying that he didn't go to church, not saying that he don't, pray to the Lord, but once you get to a certain point, well, come on now, you're demonic. You're not, I'm not going to say not human, but you're not, because if you think it's okay to, well, let's just all talk about it. Women, men, but as a man, because I'm going to speak on this point now, because we know we're energy, and tarot is only energy. The cards are only energy. Remember that. Remember, readers read for themselves. There's not a lot of people that are neutral in a lot of situations. So use your discernment when you're listening to a lot of readers. I know who's my soul tribe and what is going on. Confirmations on certain things. Again, when I'm listening to a reader or soul tribe, they're bringing in a fan, tower fan. You may have got a new computer. You might be a artist. You may like to draw. You may be a Aquarius. You may be a Libra. A watch might be significant. You may have lost a watch. Your father may have given you a watch. You may have a nest in front of your door of bees that you need to get rid of. You may need to call an exterminator. Those are just, if that resonates with you, you might like to, crayons might be significant to you. If any of that does, 55. Chevy, trucks. If any of that resonates with you, then this message is for you. Again, we all have gifts. So let me continue, because not a lot of people understand the RICO charge that he's being charged with. The government's not stupid. Did he want a fast trial? Well, yeah, that's why he brought the other lawyer back, because the lawyers are telling him, you think Diddy's really going to get on the stand? If he listens to his lawyers, no, he will not. He's thinking that video, no, because once Cassie gets up, they're going to slam her down. Anybody that gets up, they're going to bring them down to the worst. But as soon as they say, ma'am, on so-and-so date, did you ever see anything on the internet or blah, blah, blah? Did you ever see yourself in a video that you didn't know existed or anything? And then it's going to be able to be introduced that way. Because once they cross-examine that witness and they bring it in, what's brought in by that way, and it's already out to the public, so it doesn't really matter. Diddy's not thinking. The lawyers, boom, they're not even thinking about the videos, 250 alleged cameras. And if that's the case, all of his daughter's friends, his son's friends, that were videotaped without their knowing, that's under 18, it's a crime. Especially if they're changing. See, you can video somebody without their knowledge. It doesn't matter. But there's a certain aspect that we have. It's called privacy. Especially if it's in a room. You have a certain amount of privacy. You're changing, boom. And most likely he was doing it for his pleasure. Passing it around. Everybody never thought he'd get caught. That's why there's so much. That's why the government is RICO charging this man, because they're going to hit everybody that's connected to him. Children, bodyguards, former artists. See, people are talking about it and thinking they're getting off their chest. And even the ones that are getting off their chest, they're not even saying the whole truth. See, they will blur the lines and blur the truth. Oh no. If you're around there and you did not do anything to help those people there that were being assaulted in any kind of way, and you knew about anybody knew about it, the hires up, politicians, anybody. Why do you think they're doing it the way they're doing it? Because they're going to get everybody. They need a change. The world needs a change. Nobody's above God. So yeah, they're doing it this way, because watch this one. It's not easy for a man to come out and say, yeah, I was raped. I was assaulted. Because the way Diddy did it, now listen very carefully. See, he didn't think it was a crime drugging people. But when you get on the level the way he was on, you were putting so powerful of drugs in those drinks that people were taking one drink, they were saying, allegedly saying, and they were passing out. They knew something. Come on, I've taken roofies when I was younger. Everybody who's ever taken drugs, they know what it is. That's what started one of my journey, because when Mary was talking about people were getting date raped, it hit home because it's close to me. But what I'm speaking on, when you are promising people certain things, and let's talk about it. a man with power. So anybody that was around Diddy and didn't do anything about anything, artist. See, Diddy's not talented. He's just the face of something. Other people are writing his rhymes. Come on now. His son sucks. I'm sorry to say it. I mean, except for the people that are on the records. That's why they buy the records, because of who's on them, who's the one that's on it, flowing. See, he's still in Destinies. When you get everything taken from you, you really believe you're just like your dad. All those men are. Sorry to say it. When people start coming out because your dad raped your friends, and you pretty much, your dad let you rape people because he taught you how to do something, I'm sorry. It's going to come out of the woodworks. You think people are going to stay silent? Because people are speaking. Yes, men are coming out now. See, you can have a speedy trial. It doesn't matter. But watch this one. Let me let you in on something. Just because you have a speedy trial, you may beat something. The government's not stupid. That's why it's called RICO. And they will charge you again. Because watch this one. That 9-year-old that's going to come out, Jaheim. See, for him to run out of that studio, when Diddy's in that video talking about kissing a girl and everything, what Diddy's doing, remember this, as a young man, and I only can speak as a man and a young boy, the hormones going through, yeah, we thought it was cool to sleep with, to have an older woman come onto us. See, that's the problem right there. Did you hear what I said? A 13, 14-year-old, 15-year-old, 12-year-old, 11-year-old, because I know I was touching titties when I was that age, when I was younger than that. Grabbing parts I shouldn't have been grabbing because I didn't know any better, because I had older brothers. Yeah, the first of course, I think was 5 or 6 that I fell into it. Anyways, I'm not going to go in. That's another story. This is learned behaviors. Learned behaviors is something how you don't treat women. You don't respect women. You don't even respect yourself. The thing is, as a young man, a young boy coming into a industry, their parents sold their soul for the devil for money. So that young boy running out of the studio naked and talking in tongues, no, he was drugged. He was shown with his hormones were running wild. He lost his mind because of what they were doing to him. See, first, this is how they get you. This is how it happens. I'm going to make it make sense to you now. A young boy comes in and he's having sex with these older women. And they don't have to be too old, but that's a problem. They're older women. They know what they're doing and they fall in love. Then, before you know it, well, this is where the drugging comes in. They drug you and then they have their way with you. See, Diddy already knew what he was doing. But he thought he couldn't get away. He could not get caught. It was already talked about. They're going to bring in the chef, his personal cook. They're going to bring in everybody because everybody that's talking about it, it's under that RICO umbrella. Remember this, what I'm telling you. Just because you're speaking about it doesn't mean you're innocent. That just means you have knowledge that they need. You may not get hit with a big sentence or whatever. You may be able to negotiate, but everybody that is speaking on anything and they have knowledge, they are going to be going to be charged in some way. Diddy is not getting away. And for his children, believe what I'm going to tell you. This Diddy not speaking because his children know. His children they don't know. They weren't raised how Diddy was. They're given everything. That's why they have no talent. That's why they're able to do what they do. They're privileged. I'm sorry, brats. It's hard to say. Born into money. But they didn't use what they had to help. They turned around and abused and stepped on, and then they turned around and they learn what they're doing the same thing their dad was. What they don't understand is people are going to come out the woodworks because a young child or a young lady that's 13, 14 that was drugged, and then their memory comes back. The memory starts to come back, and they start to get fragments of memories. And then all of a sudden, boom, one day they have a vision, and boom, it hits them, and they're like, holy shit, this is what happened to me. Why do you think the baby was so important? Because they let the little ones go inside of them, and then they're able to put that lube, and then the big ones go in. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about, because I'm not going to get too graphic on this. But we're talking about assault, S-A-S-A, young ladies, young men. They start off with the small hot dogs, and then they go with the, anyways, which is on, oh my God, it's not even funny. Because what I'm seeing and what I was showed, it's not even a laughing matter. But I have to explain it this way. Confirmation. I have to explain it this way. See, it's horrific